Alright, welcome into the channel. It's Cads. Tonight we're going to be going over the boss battles. We got Astraeos up tonight. We'll be using our Primal Chaos Dinos. In order to get into these boss battles, we just decided that we're just going to go straight for the Dino Balls that we have as a mod. And right out the gate, I just hopped straight up and dive bombed Medusa and just took her out immediately. Kind of wasn't expecting that, but it was kind of a full send. And then we just get to run around a little bit and look at all the architecture they have inside this arena. Actually did a really good job on this mod map. Pretty sure looking at all this stuff, there's statues of prior creatures that came in here along with some other survivors. Thought that was actually a pretty good touch on this map. You'll see me cut out here for a moment. Got to check that inventory. You know, just little things. Yeah, there's the statues. Actually, kind of interesting. If I were to actually bring in some vanilla dinos, I would probably have to have them stack up because, going around that corner, it seems like a lot of them are going to get hung up on some of the obstacles as you're coming in. So definitely get that whistle ready, have them get stacked up, ready to go, and bring that UT in if you're going to do this on a vanilla. Not the route that I want to go. I can tell you that right now. I like to be able to hop straight onto this game, play for a little bit, and not have to spend my entire night just taming a single dino. But as you can see, we're just kind of waiting on a few artifacts getting thrown in for admin Rick. He's currently the one hosting tonight's event. I believe we have Louie with us. He's just kind of looking up and around as we're getting ready to go into the next one. I think the next one is the Cyclops. This one actually took a couple extra hits from the Primal Chaos dinos that we have. We're taking in. But once again, as you can see, we're going in with the dino balls without throwing them out. We didn't want to risk losing them. See how many hits he actually takes. I think it's like 3, maybe 4. Right when that griffin starts just bleeding them up. Yep. See, there goes. Boom. But every now and then we'll go do this with some of our resident players, so that way they can get some of the levels, get the unlocks, along with us. I mean, as you can see, we just started this map up not too long ago. I think it's been up for about a week, along with some of our vanilla maps that we have. But if you were to go on to ARK right now and just search ARK Reloaded, you'd see that we have, I think there's what, 6 right now? 5 right now. I'm pretty sure we actually have a story map for our vanilla going around. It might have timed out, but every now and then we'll throw that one up there and just have a rotating map. All right, now for the fun part. Brick said that he had something ready for us. I'm not quite sure what's going on when it came to this. I was kind of sitting in the back, like, dude, what are we doing? And then he just started going, all right, just stand back and wait for the show to start. I think the other reason why we didn't do the other one was because one of the participants wasn't high enough level to hit the alpha yet. So I think we were just trying to level them up at this point. All that extra stuff that you see on there is from the Primal Chaos mod itself. It's actually a pretty extensive mod. It definitely takes the gameplay to the next level. I wasn't quite expecting that. There were several nights where we would all be playing and summoning in the bosses, and it would just the frame rate would drop so much that it would be DCing us on a regular. Yeah. So we had the mana core come in. So, fun fact, whenever you do this, you actually still get the unlocks. We didn't test it anywhere else except for right where we go into the other arenas, but there is one big surprise at the end. I don't want to spoil it yet because I was not expecting it right out the gate. I came for this on, I think it was 2 nights ago we did this. But anyways, so at this point, I'm just kind of like running around. I definitely cut out just a little bit of stuff because we were sitting around waiting to see what was going to happen next. Only about like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. But Brick tells us, hey, get outside this little structure here. So I started clearing things out. And if you didn't know this, the angelics, whenever you're running around, they'll just destroy anything and everything in your path. So kind of worked out pretty good. I was able to clear out the area so that way we could do this next part, which I still, to this point, was kind of baffled that it worked the way that it did. Yep, and there it is. So if you didn't know this, you can actually spawn Rockwell straight to the map, so that way anyone and everyone that is there participating, you can just play along, no matter the level that they're at, even with an alpha. But some pro tips right out the gate. If you're gonna do this, just start going straight for the tentacles. You had a Chaos Wyvern come in there. I immediately started running away and was like, help! I think Brick took care of that one. Stuck in that tentacle. Either way, I guess I had a couple levels that I wanted to throw in real quick. Go ahead, disappear for just a little bit, and then come right back. You just kind of get out of the way, so that way the tentacles don't get stuck, or you get stuck on the tentacles. Missed. Just sitting there slashing away. There we go. Got a hit on that one. Missed. I gotta time that just right. What exactly is your plan? You couldn't pass me to the surface. This is what I'm talking about, that frame rate starts dropping every now and then. I don't know if anyone's noticing that stutter, but I'm running a 3080, and every now and then even though I run on just the high settings, not anything higher than that, it'll still stutter every now and then when I'm playing on this mod. But that's just because there's so much going on. If you get any of the other Primal Chaos creatures, it gets insane after a while. You'll see a little clip in the outro from one of the events that we did. We started bringing in all the Primal Chaos bosses, and one of the individuals that was there with us had built up a pin, and it was actually hilarious because the scorpion that we spawned in actually jumped up out of the cage that was built. I believe his name is Scorebacks, so if you're playing this mod, it's definitely one that you gotta have one of the bigger cages for. I'll have that up here, I don't know, probably in the next week or so. I generally get about a video a week. A little bit more time consuming when it comes to all this video editing, but it's definitely worth it, especially to share the experiences that we're having with the community. Anywho, thanks for joining in. Come find us on Discord and ARK Ascended. Search for ARK Reloaded. Cads out.